annual BroadwayCon First Look. Please welcome your host for the afternoon, from Broadway's The Drowsy Chaperone Bandstand and Crazy for You. Please give a BroadwayCon welcome to Tony Award winner Beth Level.
Thank you. Welcome to the 3rd annual BroadwayCon First Look. Today, you're going to be the first people to get a sneak peek at upcoming Broadway shows. That is such a privilege. Yes! We want to send our shows out to their Broadway debuts with love and support, so please help spread the word. You know, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and then get your tickets. Because I am lucky enough to be back on Broadway this upcoming season. Thank you. In the new musical comedy, The Prom! Which features a book by Bob Martin and Chad Bagelin, music by Matthew Sklar and Chad Bagelin, and directed and choreographed by the phenomenal Casey Nicola. Yes, please let me introduce the rest of my phenomenal cast. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Award nominee Brooks Ashmanskas. Come on. There you go. I know, it's a long one. Tony Award nominee Christopher Stevens!
Two-time Tony loser!
Two-time Tony loser! Caitlin Kinnunen! Michael Potts! Come on out here, he comes. Mr. Potts, Angie Schwartz! Our cast, plus the most unbelievable ensemble, triple threat, our ensemble. Come on out here.
Going to be announced, and where you can get tickets is going to be announced very shortly.
Visit theprommusical.com for more details and follow along on Instagram at theprommusical.
Okay, so we are so excited to share this show, The Prom, with you guys, and to give you a sneak peek and get you hopefully as excited as we are about it. It's a truly wildly funny, so touching, and really relevant new show. And we're thrilled that you're here to look at it, so thank you. My name is Brooks Ashmanskas. Oh my God, how are you? And I play Barry Glickman, and Miss Beth Level plays Dee Dee Allen. And a big stretch for Dee Dee. And so we play two relatively vain Broadway stars who had just opened in our new, huge Broadway musical, Eleanor the Musical, the story of Eleanor Roosevelt. Eleanor! And at the opening night party, we find out that the show has been eviscerated by the New York Times. And the show is going to close on opening night. And we are, of course, ruined by it. And more specifically, the New York Times goes on to tell that the two of us are out of touch. So we decide, along with our Broadway pals, Trent Oliver, who's played by Chris Seaver, Angie, who is played by Angie Schwartz, and our press Representative Sheldon, played by Josh Lehman. And so we all get together, and Beth and I are feeling very depressed about this, of course, and we decided that we want to change lives in a different way, in a real way, and to go out in the world and do something good, and become celebrity activists. And so we look for a cause, and we come across this trending story of a young girl, a high school girl, who is a lesbian and wanted to take her girlfriend to the prom, and the PTA reacted by canceling it. And needless to say, we are not so happy about that. So we decide we are going to go down to Edgewater, Indiana, and make picket signs and have a rally and change the world and save the day. Cut to Edgewater, Indiana, where we meet that girl, Emma, played by the beautiful Caitlin Kinnaman. And we find her stuck in the middle of this meeting at the high school gym, dealing with the problem at hand, headed by the lovely Courtney Collins playing the not-so-lovely Mrs. Green.
I am playing Mrs. Green. She is the president of the PTA at Edgewater High, and I and my co-parents are vehemently opposed to Emma bringing her same-sex partner to the prom.
And I'm Michael Potts, and I play the principal at Edgewater High School, who wants to promote inclusivity to his students.
All right, you're telling us that the state's attorney is forcing us to hold a prom?
The state's attorney wants us to hold an inclusive prom, yes, because that's what they feel best reflects America's values. What is this about, Emma?
I just wanted to go to my prom like any other kid.
But you can't, because some of the people in this room are homophobic. I know the unfamiliar can be frightening, but the fact is, a young girl at this school stood up and asked us to take a closer look at our beliefs. So, ask yourselves, what is it you find so frightening about homosexuals?
Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! What you people are doing is wrong.
Excuse me, who are you?
Seriously? I am Broadway's Barry Glickman, sir. So, where is the lesbian kid? I'm Barry, what's your name?
Emma?
Emma. Don't you worry, Emma. You are not alone. I am as gay as a bucket of meat. And I have come all the way from New York City to save you.
Excuse me.
Shake, shake, shake,
Who the hell are you people?
We are liberal Democrats from Broadway.
And we have come to pry open your tiny little minds. Where the hell is Dee Dee?
I want to tell the people whatever this town's called.
Oh my God, you're Dee Dee Allen.
You bet your ass I am. I know what's going on here, and frankly, I'm appalled.
What are you doing here?
I am changing the world. Excuse me. I read 3/4 of a news story and knew I had to come. And on this, I am doing a miracle worker. I won't play blind and dumb. Listen, you big monsters, just who do you think you are?
student? Are you all out of your gourds? I've not been this angry since Cats won those Tony Awards. It's not about me, it's about poor Emma, for can't you see the raw deal she's been up to? So hear my plea, or here's your next dilemma. How do you silence a woman who's known for her belt?
Sing it, girl.
Her belt! But it's not about me. Get it out of here. Go on and threaten to rhyme. You don't scare me in the least. I understand furious townfolk, eyed in Beauty and the Beast.
She was the female.
I'm no stranger to slander, so my dear, you're not alone. Once Riddle said I was too old to play Eva Peron. Eva Peron! And it is not about me, it's Emma's story, damn it. Equality should be this country's norm. No photography, unless Instagram. Use hashtag Diddy takes local, yokels my son. Do it. But it's not about me. I didn't come here to make a scene, but I know how Emma's heart aches. And this is how actors intervene through fiery song and dance breaks. Is to take her to the prom. Take it away, Caitlin.
I don't want to start a riot. I don't want to blaze a trail. I don't want to be a symbol or a cautionary tale. I don't want to be a scapegoat for people to oppose. What I want is simple, as far as wanting goes. I just wanna dance with you, let the whole world melt away and dance with you. Who cares what other people say? And when we're through, no one can convince us we were wrong. All it takes is you and me and a song. I don't need a big production, streamers
you guys to come to the prom with us this fall. Happy BroadwayCon, and we will see you at the prom.
That's not great.
Thank you.
Isn't she amazing?
Yes.
Okay, so our next play is asking you to stop assuming, stop judging, and start listening. Children of a Lesser God begins performances, begins performances on March 22nd at Studio 54, winner of the Tony, Drama Desk, and Olivier Awards for Best Play. Children of a Lesser God tells the story of an unconventional teacher at a school for the deaf and the remarkable woman he meets there. As their relationship heats up, it ignites a thrilling exploration of passion, intimacy, and the way we truly connect.
The breathtaking new revival of this landmark play is directed by Tony Award winner Kenny Leon and stars in their Broadway debuts Joshua Jackson, Lauren Ridloff, and Anthony Edwards. Follow along on social media at LesserGodBway and hashtag #StartListening or online at childrenofalessergodbroadway.com.
Now, please welcome to the stage, from this hotly anticipated revival of Children of a Lesser God, director Kenny Leon, and stars Lauren Ridloff, John McGinty, Keisha Lewis, and Julie Serda.
All right, so can each of you introduce yourselves and tell us about your characters in the show?
I am Kenny Leon. I am the director for this production of Children of a Lesser God.
Hello everybody, my name is Lauren Ridloff, and I'm playing Sarah. Hello, my name is John McGinty, and I'm playing Orton Dennis.
My name is Keisha Lewis, and I am playing Mrs. Norman.
Hi, I'm Julie Serda, and I'm playing Edna Klein.
So, what excites you most about doing this play? Any of you?
The most exciting thing to me about this play is the opportunity to share this wonderful story where a beautiful woman who happens to be deaf also is a woman who is very passionate and full of love, and she gets the opportunity to meet someone who matches her passion. And so I think that during the course of this love story, which is basically what this show is, you get the opportunity to see the different ways that we communicate, the different ways that we listen, the different ways that we see one another, truly see one another.
I can add on to that.
Yeah, do.
Yeah, I'm very excited. The last two major projects that I did was The Wiz Live for NBC and Hairspray Live. And Hairspray Live was really about remembering our past so that we can move into the future together. And that wonderful song that Jennifer Hudson sang was like, that was it. But to this particular play, it's about, it's not that deaf hearing play. This is a love story, and it's about how we all pretend that we're God, and we try to make each other over and pass that off as communication.
Yeah.
So this is a beautiful love story told with a wonderful cast, Lauren Ridloff and Joshua Jackson, and it's so timely now because it's about how we really don't listen to each other. Husband and wives don't listen, Democrats and Republicans don't listen. We do not listen in this country, so that's why I want to do this particular thing.
Fantastic. Thank you. I was about to ask you, as per this, why revive it now, but I think you just answered it brilliantly, too. I guess what we want to know is, what do you hope audiences take away from this play?
Lauren, what do you hope?
So yes, really I think it's the perfect time, and it's so important because what's happening right now, and #MeToo, Black Lives Matter, there's so many things going on. And we really have to start talking about this. So this play is a great answer to that, and how communication is so vital for each other.
Well said.
I also should say, when I first met Lauren, she was my ASL teacher because I had been hired to do this play on Broadway. I did not know how we were going to cast it, and I sought her out to teach me sign language. A year later, it ends up she is playing the role because I started learning from her about what the world looks like to the deaf and hard of hearing. So I have grown so much in this last year that I can't wait to do this play. I know it's going to be my best work because I've grown so much through this woman and through this entire group of people.
So I believe you guys have a special treat for the audiences at this time. Take it away.
All right, we're going to teach you some terms that we use backstage that might be relevant and show you how we do it in ASL. So I believe the first term we're going to use is, we say break a leg, but they say break a finger.
Right, so you guys are going to join us in signing this, so hands up, and you say break fingers. And that's it. Break fingers.
Fantastic.
And the next term that we use is how we say this.
Right, hashtag.
Wait, well, no, first there's applause, which I saw some of you doing already.
Applause, right? This is applause.
And also hashtag start listening, which is something that we're pushing forward.
Right, so you make the hashtag like this. So hashtag start listening. Let's do it again. Hashtag start listening. Good job, guys. You guys are great students.
Let's hear it for Children of a Lesser God. We'll see you very soon at Studio 54. Thank you so much.
So beautiful. Our next show to present today is for anyone who dreams of a second shot at their first love. The Tony Award-winning director of You're in Town returns to Broadway with Getting the Band Back Together. Woo! That's a hilarious new musical comedy that the New York Times has called a feel-good class act, a playful, irreverent, and genuinely funny musical.
So the story is, Mitch Papadopoulos always dreamed about being the next Bruce Springsteen, but he chose security over stardom and left those daydreams behind for a day job. For a while, he thought he had everything, the high-paying job, the high-rise apartment, until his 40th birthday when he got handed a pink slip and had to move back home with his mom in Sayreville, New Jersey. And they're here today. Nice, all right, Sayreville. Yeah, give it up. And let's see. And when his high school arch nemesis, a 20-year-old grudge and a tangerine spray tan, threatens to foreclose on their house, this big shot banker must save his small town home the only way he can, by winning, of course, the Battle of the Bands.
So, he dusts off his guitar, gathers his old gang, the math teacher who isn't really good at math, the Irish cop who dreams about being on Broadway, the dermatologist who can't get a date, and a 16-year-old Jewish rapper who makes Vanilla Ice look cool. And they set out to win the battle, and maybe, just maybe, even win back the high school sweetheart he left behind, proving it is never too late to give your dreams one last shot.
Getting the Band Back Together will begin previews performance on July 19th of this year at the Belasco Theater on Broadway, with official opening set for August 13th. So for information, check out gettingthebandbacktogether.com, and you can follow the show on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Getting the Band.
Here to present Getting the Band Back Together, please welcome Mitchell Jarvis, Jay Plates, Manu Naran, and Paul Winnie!
Plug into number, slam to the cheap seats, rock out and pump your fist to the beat. We're back down and taking no prisoners, waking the dead on DuPont Street. Brush off your torn up jeans and rock teeth.
nice to see you. Welcome to BroadwayCon. So, are you on?
I don't know.
Oh, there you are. Now you can hear it. So, hi, Ken. Welcome.
It's nice to be here. Thank you for having me.
Hey, so how did this all come about? What was the development process?
So this is a very uniquely developed musical, and then I had that idea, that long intro that you read for us, thank you very much, about this 40-year-old guy that loses his job and moves back in with his mom in New Jersey. And I was starting to think about how to develop it, and I started to think about writers, and then I ran into some of the funniest actors, actually, I knew that were just constantly coming up with creative things, and I said, I'm going to try something different. And what I did was find the 13 funniest people I knew at the time. We got in a room, and over the course of 3 months, we improvised the show to life. So I literally said to them, okay, you're Mitch, you're Bart, the best friend, you haven't seen each other in 20 years, go. And then Mom, enter, see what, and they just, amazingly creative stuff came out of them, and Jay was one of those guys, and literally there are lines in the show that Jay just spit out of his mouth about whatever, like 8 years ago. So we think it's actually one of the first musicals that's hitting Broadway that was ever fully developed by improv.
I love that. That's so exciting. Do you have some news about a special offer or something for the show?
Well, I was told you can't come to BroadwayCon without something, and for those of you who read my blog, you know I'm always talking about the cost of theater prices and what we can do to lower the ticket prices, but especially in the best seats in the house, right? There's always some cheap seats up in the balcony. So for 24 hours, just for BroadwayCon, all orchestra tickets for getting the band back together during previews, $50. $50. 24 hours only, and the clock is a ticket. And all you have to do is just go to gettingthebandbacktogether.com. Literally the entire house is priced that way. No codes necessary, just go get them, but you have 24 hours to do it.
Fantastic. I cannot wait. I'm signing up right now. Right now I'm going. Thank you.
I will wait.
We cannot wait to see
What else?
the show.
What else? Yeah.
What else?
Do you have one more number?
Yeah, we have one more tune, which I'll just set up for you because we're going to go back in time a little bit, and we're going to do the number that our lead character, played by Mitchell Jarvis here, his actual name in the show is Mitch, and it's when he arrives back in town, and someone says we should get the band back together, and he thinks they're pretty crazy, and he sings this tune.
Awesome.
Have fun. 24 hours.
Get the band back. Ridiculous. Bunch of 40-something dreamers past the prime of that rock star track I quickly left behind. 'Cause dreams don't matter when the rent is coming due. You play it safe and let the fantasy sink through. But sometimes I close my eyes and I find myself back in yesterday and taken away. I'm still trying to be one of those guys from Asbury Park, one of those guys who shreds the guitar. I'm making noise while my boys keep playing along. I point the mic out while Jersey rocks out to my soul. Safe road to a life of stocks and bonds and bonded years. Same day reloaded, in hindsight crystal clear. I watched the Dow climb and I felt it ricochet. I played it safe, only to watch it slip away. But sometimes I close my eyes and I find myself back in yesterday and taken away. I'm still dying to be one of those guys who's running the band, one of those guys who's in demand, shining brightly while they jam nightly to my soul. I'm at 11 while they're in heaven all night long.
Mitch, I can listen to you sing every day of my life. Now, I would like to talk about a little show called Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Never heard of it. It is making its Broadway and North American debut this season at the fully renovated Lyric Theater, starting previews on March 16th. And you can register right now for the next block of their ticket release at the show's official website, HarryPotterThePlay.com. Good luck. Now the cast and crew, they're working really, really hard at rehearsals, so sadly they can't be here. But, I know, but here is a little sneak peek into the rehearsal room, so check it out, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child.
And it feels brilliant to be back at school. There's a familiarity about it, but there's also a whole raft of new people with new personalities.
It's really exciting because you kind of know it, but you don't know it. Because it's different faces and different experiences and different people. So I kind of feel like a new kid at school again, and I quite like it.
It feels really natural to be here in New York. I think partly because we've been in preparation for so long and worked so very hard to get to this point that it feels right to be here.
It's a really bizarre feeling, but it's lovely to be back in this room and be back with the gang and meet a whole new group of students, as it were, and say the lines again, hear the lines again, and start playing.
The cast here, who've already been working for a little while, are amazing. And it's exciting to be back in the play, in the world of play, and sharing it with a whole new bunch of people. It's brilliant.
It's so welcoming. It just feels like we're getting just more members of the family, you know? It's been really nice.
Like, they are on it. This new cast is on it. They are so good.
The exciting thing of having seen two companies do this in London is the amount of authorship actors bring to this play. It's a play, hopefully, that's been written in a way that allows for people to take control of it. And I'm really excited by these incredible, you know, they are a bunch of incredible talents. I'm really excited to see what they're going to do.
What's interesting is that the new company members, they all bring their own particular take on the character. But on the other hand, it's the same character that we saw in London. So it's a fascinating mix of familiar and slightly different. And it just gives the whole production a new vitality and energy.
I'm most looking forward to rediscovering the play, finding the new stuff in it. Jack and John and Joe have written something that's a very rich tapestry, and it's got a wealth of mythological richness in it, and that means that you don't ever tire of mining it for new stuff. And when you're working with a richly talented company like this, they're always firing new stuff at you.
I love this city and its theatre community and the whole country when they come and see shows here. So it's really, really exciting to bring this big old monster to Broadway and continue the story there.
You know, Angie, I was called to audition for Harry Potter and the Cursed Child while I was on vacation. I was sitting at the 3 Broomsticks at Harry Potter World in Orlando, Florida. And I had to cut my vacation short and fly back to New York, go right to the studio and audition for Snape and for Voldemort.
Did you get it?
No.
Our final musical this afternoon comes from this year's Tony Award-winning director Christopher Ashley and music's favorite storyteller, Jimmy Buffett. The Chicago Sun-Times calls it a feel-good musical that finds the joy of living in the moment.
Escape to Margaritaville is the musical comedy featuring both original songs and your most beloved Jimmy Buffett classics including Come Monday, Volcano, Cheeseburger in Paradise, and many more. With a book by Emmy Award winner Greg Garcia and Emmy nominee Mike O'Malley, this electrifying new production is choreographed by Tony Award nominee Kelly Devine and directed by Tony Award winner Mr. Chris Ashley.
Welcome to Margaritaville, where people come to get away from it all and stay to find something they never expected. Ooh, delicious. Get ready for the hilarious and heartwarming new show the Los Angeles Times calls Pure Escapism, filled with brilliant songwriting. Come and forget all about your troubles in a tropical paradise.
Well, the show begins previews February 16th and officially opens March 15th at the Marquee Theater. Now please welcome to the stage. The show stars Paul Alexander Nolan and Allison Luff.
Well, this show sounds like a party I want to be invited to.
Yeah.
Tell us what it's like working with Jimmy Buffett.
Who's Jimmy Buffett? Jimmy's like, it's like going to a party every day. You get to, you know, I get to kind of like use him as my mold for creating my character, whose name is Tully in the show, because I'm a bar singer in the local island bar.
So they're a lot like, what are they called, parrot heads? Is that right?
Yeah.
A lot of parrot heads come to the shows?
Yeah.
Yeah? Are they cool, or are they?
They're the best. They're drunk sometimes, usually, often, and they wear paraphernalia. So, you know, not often you go to a Broadway show and see a guy with a pirate hat on.
So that's what the fans are like, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
All right, cool. So what do you got for us today? What do you got?
Well, we're, Allison and I are going to sing a song called Pirate Looks at 40, and it's something we sing in Act 2 that wasn't originally in the show in La Jolla when we were developing it, but fans got mad and said, "You must have Pirate Looks at 40." Here we go.
All right, take it away.
Wanted to sail upon your waters since I was 3 feet tall.
You've seen it all.
You've seen it all. Watched the men who rode you switch from sails to steam.
And in your belly you hold the treasures that you have ever seen.
Most of them dream.
Most of them dream.
Yes, I am a pirate.
200 years too late.
100 years too late.
And it's no wonder.
There's nothing to ponder.
During over 30 victims of fate.
Arriving too late.
Arriving too late.
Arriving too late.
Arriving too late.
We have been drunk now for over 2 weeks. We passed out every rabbit, every spot you leaks.
But I gotta stop wishing.
Got to go fishing and never hit rock bottom again. Just a few good friends.
Just a few good friends.
Just a few good friends.
Just a few good friends. Mother, Mother Ocean.
Mother Ocean.
I've heard you call.
I've heard you
Wanting to
call.
sail upon your waters
Since I was 3 feet tall, you've seen it all. You've seen it all.
Next up, you are truly in for a treat because it is our co-star, Andre Ward, who I might be partial, but I love him so much and he's amazing. Welcome to the stage, Andre.
Hey, hey. All right now. Hey.
guys. Well,
thank you all
guess
for
that's
joining us today.
Thanks for coming, everybody. Buy your tickets to the shows. Come see the prom.
Thanks for BroadwayCon's first look. You guys are awesome. And thank you to our shows that joined us today. Escape to Margaritaville. Children of a Lesser God. Getting the band back together. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. And the Prom.
See you guys. Have a great day.
Be sure to follow all of the shows on social media and support this next season of Broadway by getting tickets to these shows.
Now we say see you at the theater.
Give it up one more time for the BroadwayCon first look. Christmas receiver. All right, friends, don't move a muscle. Coming up in just a few minutes, we're going to wrap everything up. We're going to have one last YouTube party jam moment. Because, let's face it, we've come this far. Why not? Afterwards, of course, we'll have the BroadwayCon 2018 closing ceremony. So, hang tight. YouTube party starts in just a couple of minutes. 5 o'clock closing ceremonies. Don't move a muscle. See you in a second.